Now, with just months to the polls, Donald Trump's tax has become a controversial topic once again, as a new report claimed the president paid no income tax for up to 10 years or even 15 good years. That's according to the New York Times. Now, does the tax scandal spell the end for Donald Trump as he traverses the country seeking to be re-elected into office? And that's, of course, against his main opponent or his rival, Joe Biden. Now, this is the kind of discussion I'll be driving to just in a couple of seconds. But if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dennis Duke UG. Now, we all know that Joe Biden is a few points ahead of US President Donald Trump, his rival. And with the new report, where does this, of course, leave his political career? Now, the US President Donald Trump suffered another blow today, thanks to the New York Times report, which alleged chronicle tax underpayment and millions of debt. Now, Donald Trump on Sunday during a press conference did mention that this is just fake news and it's all aimed at putting him down. But is it true it's fake news? Well, for everything that comes out, we've got to double check it, and for the reason this is one of it that we need to. But documents seen by different journalists at the publication revealed Mr. Trump, purportedly a billionaire, paid just 750 US dollars. That's about 580 euros in federal tax the year he entered the White House. They also alleged he paid no income tax at all in 10 of the 15 previous years, as his losses outweighed takings. Of course, that's what he said. He said earlier on, he reported that he was actually making losses instead of profits, a reason as to why he wasn't remitting taxes. Now, we all know that the US is very serious when it comes to the taxes. You can default anything, but when it comes to its taxes, please make sure you pay it, for those of you who actually don't know. Now, does the tax return scandal spell the end for Donald Trump? That's the big question that we have to answer at the moment. Now, those of you who've watched the US political landscape over the last couple of years or so years have seen Mr. Trump sidestep potential disaster after disaster. And it's just a couple of hours before we see the US presidential debate alongside his rival Joe Biden. And with this, a lot of things are left to be desired. Now, he nearly forfeited the presidency when Democrats impeached him last year, but was later exonerated by the Senate. Now, with the biggest constitutional challenge to his position defeated, people believed Mr. Trump was untouchable. But the latest scandal could provide different ramifications, both personal and political. And the New York Times article alleges he personally guaranteed loans of about 421 million US dollars, an agreement which he will hang over the White House. Now, they said, should he win re-election, his lenders could be placed in the unprecedented position of weighing whether to foreclose on a sitting president. Now, the president is also undergoing a protracted legal battle with the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, over the legitimacy of a 72.9 million US dollar rebate he received after claiming massive losses. Now, the decade-long process could result in a bill of more than 100 million US dollars, crippling the president, who has carefully cultivated his reputation on tales of financial prowess. Now, his returns show flattering personal economic health, a stark contrast to the business mogul image he sold to voters. Now, the legal ramification of the scandal remain unconfirmed as the IRS battle rages on, but the political consequences are relatively clear-cut. On top of other recent scandals, the tax returns have drastically undermined Mr. Trump's position in the polls. As we all know, he will be facing Joe Biden in the presidential debate. Now, on Tuesday, he is currently trailing behind Democratic nominee Joe Biden by more than 7 points at 50.3, to 43% and has not once fallen below his rival. Now, the latest scandal will also compound with the several other recent revelations and cause a further collapse in the incumbent's number. Now, for Joe Biden, and his wife, who've paid nearly around $3 and above million in tax, this is quite a challenge for Mr. Donald Trump. Now, the news will also form just one of the several taking points for Mr. Biden during the impending live debates. The first takes will place little more than 1 day following the latest news on September 29th. Now, Mr. Joe Biden will have the chance to tackle Mr. Trump head-on and question him about his finances, attitude towards the military, and more. Now, depending on the tack Mr. Biden takes, the tax return scandal could spell an end for the president if he fails to stand against his rivals' advances. But this won't necessarily spell his end either, as Mr. Trump has withered advances like this before. I mean, he's been through quite a lot of challenging things, so this could also be one of those little that he overgoes or gets through. Now, he successfully sidestepped brags of sexual assault made following the release of an Access Hollywood tape in 2016 and suggestions by then Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton he didn't pay tax. Now, those are some of the sentiments that we have, basing on what we've seen, basing on what has been revealed so far by the New York Times. Now, for those of you who haven't had access to these, to the New York Times document about, Donald Trump failing to pay his taxes, I'll just be going through, just a couple of them so that you are, updated. Now, the U.S. President Donald Trump paid just $750 in federal income tax. Now, that's I don't know how to describe, but that's very, very, very little money as compared to some of the citizens who actually pay huge sums of money. And he only paid this in federal income taxes in 2016. There he ran for president, and in 2017, his first year in the White House, that's according to a report in the New York Times, he also paid no federal income taxes in 10 of the past 15 years. Because he reported losing more money than he made, the report also indicated. Now, Trump has fiercely guarded his tax filings and is the only US president in modern times not to make them public, despite saying he would. The report comes at a pivotal moment ahead of the first presidential debate on Tuesday and weeks before a divisive election against Democrat rival Joe Biden. The disclosure comes from tax return data the Times obtained extending over 20 years. Now, Trump dismissed the accusations, as you know him, terming them as totally fake news during a press conference on Sunday. Now, the details of the tax filings revealed a series of financial losses and income from abroad that could come into conflict with his responsibilities as president. Now, I don't want to go deep into this. You can have access to it, but that's just, a tip of an iceberg of what is actually happening to Mr. Donald Trump. Now, Trump's financial disclosures indicated that he earned at least $434.9 million in 2018, but the tax filings reported a $47.4 million loss, including from some of his best-known businesses. Now, the president claimed $315 million in loss since 2000 on his golf courses, including the Trump National Doral near Miami, that Trump has portrayed as a crown jewel in his business empire. Now, during his first 2 years as president, Donald received $73 million from foreign operations, and this included his golf properties in Scotland and Ireland, as well as a $3 million from the Philippines, and then $2.3 million from India and $1 million from Turkey, among other nations. Now, it's very interesting for those of you who actually understand these things of taxes and tax returns, among many other things. But well, We shall all see what comes out of this whole scandal, now that we are looking forward to a debate that will be happening, on Tuesday. Well, we wish him all the best. May the best team win, and I hope Joe Biden will take, this matter seriously and question Trump on some of these, issues that have come not today, but even in the past. My name is Dennis Duke Onyala. Please follow me on Instagram at Dennis Duke UG. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.